police chased me all over Pandora. Why, I hid in every turd pile I could find. But eventually, I realized I couldn't keep running. So I picked a defensible valley, juicy with turds, and decided to make my stand. Ship and flew it back to my parents' turd farm. A fresh start. I had to make an honest living. They taught me how to farm turds, so that's what I did. One day, I look up from a big old juicy turd to see this lady staring at me. Boy, she was a looker. Excuse me, she says. I'm looking for Typhon Log. Well, I jump straight out of that turd hole and say, baby, you're looking at him. Say, what's your name? Later, she says. I'm looking for a guide. And I says, all right, let me just throw this turd in the silo and we'll go.
When you spill the blood of the non-believers, the great fault.
Ooh.
All prisoners must be fed, even the Destroyer. The Eridians devised of a feeding slot that calls wayward souls to open it every 200 years. A cruel surprise for those that open this false vault. But in exchange, the small morsel will keep the Destroyer sedate over the eons. In any case, the victims will not be in pain for long.
This was the place where I made my stand. I remember the wind in my hair and blood on my hands. I started making rat calls to lure Aslan de Vega's cronies out one by one and smashed them with a big old rock. After a while, it was just me and Aslan. I know you hear De Leon. End of the line, he says. So I yell at him, you know what your problem is, Aslan? You ain't got no friends. And right as he points his gun at me, boom! Those skags I threw the Verkuvian ham at jumped him. After the skags were done chowing down, I went by to pay my respects. But only the ham remained.
I can see how Typhon would be drawn to the simple life of a turd farmer after everything he'd been through. I know how he felt. My parents were blue-collar isotope designers. Not a hyper PhD between them. Off to your loot, then.
Pandora's upper mantle is made of solid iridium. It is this shell that now holds the destroyer tightly in its bonds. The pressures and energies at work beneath the surface of the planet are titanic in scale. If the cycle is disrupted in any way, it is entirely possible that the iridium will force its way to the surface. I fear such a thing might attract the wrong kind of attention.